What a cool little machine we have here. This is the WJ00. This is from GMWD. This is a bicep curl machine and a tricep press down machine all in one. If you were to go onto your Facebook Marketplace right now or other used marketplace apps, you would find a bunch of these machines for dirt cheap. And there's a reason for that. There is one thing that those machines do not have in common with this machine right here. This machine features a nice large cam and a cable driven system. So all that means is that you're gonna feel the resistance curve a lot better with this machine versus the ones you'd find on Marketplace. And trust me, I know because I purchased one of those on Marketplace once upon a time when I was building my home gym. I got home, I was super excited. I threw the weight on the weight horn. I went to curl and I didn't feel resistance till halfway through the movement. It was very disappointing. And the same thing goes for that tricep pushdown. The tricep pushdown was a little bit better, but you know, the bicep curl defeats the whole purpose of a preacher curl when you don't feel the resistance in the bottom of the lift. This machine is not perfect, but it's a lot better than the ones you're going to find on the Facebook Marketplace. But nevertheless, we're going to find out if this machine is worth taking up space in your home gym today. Let's go over the adjustability of this machine because there's plenty of adjustability for you to fix up whatever resistance profile you want out of this machine. Now first, let's go over the arm pad. This thing isn't even like locked into a hole right now. I'll show a close-up, but there's only 3 holes about 1 centimeter apart for this post. So if you wanted to fix it up so that you can do these standing like I like to do sometimes in the gym, I don't even sit on the seat, I just position myself into it standing. You can do that, but you are gonna have to drill your own holes. So if you use the holes provided, the first one is right here, second one's right there, and then the last one's right here. So there's really, you know, there's maybe an inch difference between those 3 holes, if that. The seat is better. Again, this is popped all the way out right now. It has, let's see, 2, 4, 6 holes, and each one is about like a ½ inch apart. So the seat adjustability makes a little bit more sense. So you're gonna have plenty of adjustability in the seat, but the arm needs more holes. All right, then you have right here at the handles, you have 5 different adjustment points. And I've been messing around with the 4th adjustment point and the 5th just so I can get a really good stretch. But if you have long arms, obviously that adjustment point is going to come in handy. I do not know how many holes are on this cam, but it's a lot. And you're really only gonna use like maybe 4 of them. A couple for your preacher curl and a couple for the tricep press down. The resistance curve isn't perfect, but it is so much better than the machines you're gonna find on Marketplace that don't have the cam and the cable. I ripped the guns out so that you guys could see how hard they were working with this machine. But honestly, instead of just showing you guys B-roll, I wanted to walk you guys through what I'm feeling as far as the resistance goes. GMWD claims that this is a 1-to-1 resistance, and I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. But like I told you guys, I've been messing around with this 4th and 5th hole to get the ultimate stretch. And then I'm going to adjust this handle. I'm gonna crank on the cam. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm about 1 centimeter away from that very last hole. And that gives me the weight loaded on at the very beginning. So now right here, I'm starting to feel the stretch. I already feel the weight. That being said, right here is going to still be a little bit easier than right here. The squeeze is still pretty decent. It is lighter at the top, but you kind of want that. You want it to be heaviest right here when you start to get that stretch. So I did use my crane scale / luggage scale, whatever you want to call it. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. So when I had a 15-pound weight on and I tugged on my luggage scale, right here it read about 18 pounds. And then it went all the way up to like 26 here. So it is 1-to-1 ratio, but it is not a consistent ratio. It does get heavier about right here, and it still does drop off a little bit here. All right, let's go over the tricep press down. I really like the tricep press down on this machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this bar up here at the top, like this. And then this needs to be a little shorter for me. Okay, boom. So now when I'm here, I'm getting a crazy stretch right here. Yep, I love the tricep press down on this machine. It's very comfortable. Depending on where you put the handles, it doesn't crank on your wrists. Obviously, this machine isn't as cool as some of the commercial machines, where a commercial machine has a back pad to kind of press you into place and you have something to push against. So like maybe a seat belt for this would be really cool, or having a buddy lean against your back if you go super heavy on the tricep press downs. One of the negatives I have about this machine that's kind of dangerous, if you do not put this arm back down when you're done with tricep and you take the weight off, you're gonna get hurt. So I'm gonna try to do it on camera so you guys can see, and hopefully I don't die. So a lot of times I forgot that the handle is up like that, and I go to take the weight off, and check this out. So make sure that you have these handles adjusted back into the bicep curl position before you mess around with the weight. I don't know what could be done to avoid that, but I have had my finger pinched a couple times. I've almost got hit with this. So just be careful of that. That is a big thing that can, a big ouchie that can happen if you aren't paying attention. While we're going over negatives, this is a good time for me to bring this up. Now, usually when I talk about home gym equipment, you'll notice that with home gym equipment and budget equipment, the vinyl and the foam isn't as nice as you would find at a commercial space, but usually this is okay because you're the only one in the gym using your equipment, so the chances of wear and tear are a lot lower than what they'd be in a commercial gym setting. With this foam underneath here and this vinyl, this is probably the first time I'm going to bring up that it's a very big potential that this foam will break down over time and the vinyl is going to break down over time, and we're talking within a year or two. Because within the first 5 to 10 uses, there's all, like if I rub my hand over this pad, there's already indentations from my elbows, and I could see that, like, you know, if I keep putting my elbows in the same place for the preacher curls and for the tricep press down, that is going to indent a lot over time. There's a couple ways you could fix this. I have this that sometimes I put over just to protect it because I do plan on keeping this machine. But just that is something to note. This is probably something that's going to have some wear and tear to it within the first few years of owning this machine. Let's start to wrap up this review by going over some final specs of this machine. My favorite part about this machine is it doesn't take up much of a footprint at all. It's only going to cost you 31 inches for the width and 40 inches for the depth. The weight capacity on this machine allows for a 300-pound user and 200 pounds to be loaded on that weight horn. If you're just a monster and you're curling more than 200 pounds, don't worry, there is a band peg for you to utilize, and it's in the spot that makes sense. This machine only accepts a 2-inch diameter for the weight plate, so if you still have those 1-inch weight plates kicking around, you can't use that on this machine. It does come with a 2-inch weight horn. GMWD does claim that this vinyl is non-slip and that it is grippy vinyl. I would not agree with that. I think this vinyl is very slippery, but that being said, it's not like I'm slipping around doing my curls on this, but it's just something to know if you're checking out the website. This isn't like super nice grippy vinyl. This is definitely your, run-of-the-mill budget vinyls on here. The handle is this rubber material. I don't mind it one bit. I find it to be very comfortable, and I actually think that the handle is going to last a long time with the material that they used for it. This machine does feature the metal pop pins here and here for your adjustment points, but then goes with a cheaper option for the pop pins on the arm pad and the seat pad, so that's just something to be aware of too. All right, guys, that is the end of my review on the WJ00. Do I recommend this for the price? Yes, I think it's great. I think over time, like I said, that you'll leave indents on this foam, but for the price and for what it does, I think it does the job very well as far as preacher curls and the tricep press down. I was very impressed with the cam and how smooth this machine feels. A lot better than just like your regular old plate loaded machines. So if you're going to purchase this, I do have an affiliate link down below. Thanks for supporting my channel and watching this if you made it to the end. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and catch you guys next time.